Alright guys, this is my review of my iPod Touch second generation. I got this iPod in around November 2008, and I'm reviewing it now in late August 2009. So that's probably enough time to do stuff to give a fair review in my books. And I am running, because I did this later, I am running the 3.0 software, so some things you see, like the search, might be a little bit different than what you would find on yours. But the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the touchscreen, because it is just such a good touchscreen. It slides. You can see that it's just smooth. It's really smooth. Everything flows really nice, and it's just really good. I mean, you got the pinch. You can pinch. You can kind of pinch, but you can tap if you can't pinch, if the website doesn't really let you pinch. But you can tap. You can drag, and it tends to know where you're tapping and likes to focus around that point. So, for example, if I'm tapping on that, it will kind of zoom in more on that. And yeah, so that's really good. Touchscreen, all in all, is the best I've ever felt, and I really like it. Next, we're talking to you guys about the built-in apps, which are like Calendar and the App Store and that kind of stuff. These apps are really good, and just every single app on this page is a built-in app, except for this one, and this one. So ignore the bottom right hand corner, but all of these are built-in apps and they all work really good. The only complaints I have is that the weather app is a little bit lacking of information for me. It only shows the current temperature, highs, lows, and then what the weather should be like. And I mean, it allows you to keep multiple cities, but for the most part, just lacking information, I think, for a built-in app. And then, yeah, I mean, Maps is really good. All these apps are really good. I don't really ever use Calculator. That's me personally. It's nice to have for that 2 times I have used it, but it's just not really used well enough. And I like to talk more though about these 4 on the bottom, because these 4 are, I think, next to the App Store and iTunes, that you'll probably use the most, which are music, and then you have your videos, and all these are really good. The videos are, you have your podcast down here if you are, we have podcasts, TV shows. I don't have any movies on here because my iPod's only an 8 gigabyte iPod, so those are bulky files. YouTube is great. I love having YouTube on my iPod. If I don't have this on, and if I don't want to buy it, I can just search and play the music video, which is just great. Like here, I keep some songs under my thing, and oops, that's not the right one. I keep some songs under my thing and my favorites, like this one, that I don't really want to purchase, but I can still listen to as long as I'm in my house with my Wi-Fi. So that's great. That was a little bit of the 3.0 you just saw there, but it's just should still get the general idea. And then Safari is, of course, great. It's just, yeah, I already showed you pretty much about what the touch and zoom and that stuff, but it really is just like the internet. It will play QuickTime files, but it won't really play Flash files. But there's websites out there that are specifically iPod or iPhone built that your iPod Touch can run with their QuickTime file videos that they post instead of Flash videos. Alright, then next I want to talk about battery life, because this is actually one of the problems I've had after a while of use, is that when your battery gets down to 20% up there, a little thing will pop up, a notification that's about like that big. It's about as big as 2 of these bars, but it'll say, warning 25% of battery life remaining. and you would say okay, you'd click OK. But after probably around 6 or 7 months of use, my iPod started to, like, it will warn you for 20% and 10% of battery life remaining. So after about 6 or 7 months of use, my iPod would just turn off after 20%. It stopped giving me the 10% warning, and that was, I thought that was kind of annoying, because it was just shutting off on me kind of randomly when I didn't expect it, especially the first couple times. But so that bar right there isn't really as reliable anymore as I would have liked it to be. However, there's this one app right here that will tell me, you know, I turn it on, and I know this isn't a very good quality, but it will say like net Wi-Fi, and this tells me all my time and my battery life right there, and that's a free app. So I mean, it's remedied, and admittedly I have gotten used to it shutting off on me after 20%, but just heads up that it's obviously the battery life going down a little bit. But other than that, for how many times I've charged it, I really have not seen that much of a decrease of its overall battery life, which is good, and it should hopefully hold strong. I think they say somewhere around 200 charges before your battery starts going down, and before that starts taking hits. But that's my only complaint with battery life. Alright, the next I'll be talking to you guys about the built-in speakers, which is right down here where you put your iPod cord into your computer. That's where the speaker mostly comes out, and it is, all in all, it's a good speaker. I mean, it's obviously nowhere as good as your headphones, but I mean, for just a little example here, I'll play this. I'll fast forward a little bit too, so I mean, this is pretty loud. I can hear it real good from where I'm at right now, and if we put it out over there, we can still hear it. It's loud, and it does its trick. But I mean, I don't know. I can get a little choppy at times, and if you want to listen to your music while it's plugged into the cord, while your iPod cord's plugged in down here, I noticed that it's not as good. It sounds like it's just hitting something. So I don't know. The speakers it's nice that they have them built in, but I don't use them that much. So I like better sound quality of my earphones than that. So that's my only complaint about the speakers. Alright, I hope you guys could see this, because this is my, I want to talk to you guys about the memory. This is only a 8GB iPod, and after all the software and everything like that, it comes with 7GB free. But I just want to show you guys, the point of me doing this is to show you guys how little space applications take up. I have 30 songs, 9 videos, and me personally, I don't use this iPod that much for songs and videos. I have my iPod Classic right over there, my iPod Video 5.5 generation for that. But I have 50 photos and 75 applications, or 77 applications, which is a lot of applications, and I still have 2.9 GB free. So that is, I think, really good, because my applications are literally just pages and pages and pages of applications, and these are some web shortcuts right here. But I have 77 applications, and I still have like almost half of my iPod's memory left, even with some of my videos that I have. I have a couple hour-long shows and a couple Family Guys, so I still have quite a few videos on here. But that is good. I like how little applications take up, and I think I can do completely fine with the 8GB iPod. Just want to throw that in if you're considering, and if you didn't think that 8GB is enough. It's plenty for apps, and you can always manage it better too. I think that this is solid, and I'd probably give it like a 3 or like 93% or something. 93% for the review final score.